Welcome back. Hi. I was about to say welcome back to me versus myself, but today isn't really a podcast. Today's something else. Today is it's just me, Jesus Guillen. Gonna be giving some general advice to the people my age. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you're not aware of this, but I have been asking my friends, my followers, to like swipe up and leave sort of a certain a problem they might be dealing with, a or just to hear my opinion on certain things, and just like I asked them to participate, and if they could help me, kind of, with the video that I had, I did, because I feel like, yeah, the podcast is, well, I just uploaded, I mean, I uploaded the podcast like 2 days ago, and well, I had originally thought this would be a video, podcast episode, but I think it's a little bit more personal if I just like directly just make this. No further ado, my name is Jesus Guillen, and if you're new here, this is a self development, self growth, self appreciation, self development, really, like personal growth YouTube channel. And usually I do podcast episodes, and my podcast is called Me versus Myself. Me versus Myself is my space that I've created for me to be vulnerable and for me to explain and kind of just go in more in depth of how I deal with my sort of insecurities, my problems, my fears, my doubts, my self-limiting beliefs, and how I overcome them. So, yeah, that being said, welcome and thank you again. And the first one is physical insecurities. It's general advice as to how you can get over general insecurities, physical insecurities. Physical insecurities are very personal. Um, and I feel like when you start to realize that you're in control and that you realize that you are the person in charge of the way you make yourself feel, that doesn't necessarily make things better. But when you're aware that you're the one that you're the only you only have to look good for yourself, it becomes a lot easier because it's like I think insecurities come from us feeling like we need validation from other people or we need to be a certain way for a different person. And most of the times, like, it's not that way at all. It's like, I mean, it's human nature to seek the attention and to seek people's like opinion on the things that you're interested or the things that you are doing, what the things you're wearing, the way you look. But it's really not until you realize that, like, oh, like, I'm me and I'm attractive in my way, and because everyone is attractive in their own way, and everyone has a certain thing about themselves that stands out from everybody else. It's like there's certain beauty standards, but there's no, it's like that's what society wants you to believe, not necessarily what you have to believe. Because it's like I don't necessarily think like I'm the most attractive person, but also like I'll believe it in the sense that like I'm. I'll tell myself like I'm hot, or like I'll tell myself like I look good, and well, that makes me feel good because it's like, well, I'm feeding myself positive energy and uplifting myself. So it's like at the end of the day, I know I look good when I look at myself. So it's like maybe other people see me and think I look good. That's just an assumption that I make, but also it's like, well, it might be true. It probably is true if I believe it. So it's like if I believe it, other people will believe it. And I've heard this quote where it's like, you are the person, like the person you are, the person. Sorry, the person you reflect is the person. No, I'm sorry. The way you see yourself is how other people see you. So if you think you're attractive and you embrace that fully, it's like people are gonna see that and appreciate you for you, and it's not really gonna be a thing of like, oh, like I need someone to tell me, So you'll understand that there's a lot of power in you loving yourself and you finding that safe space within yourself to know that you don't necessarily need to look good for anybody but yourself. So I hope that process or that battle gets a little bit easier. I promise it does get easier if it's just a matter of, recognizing that you're in charge and you're in control of the way you make yourself feel. And you are in charge of how other people see you also. Okay, number two. Look at the dog. Look at the puppies. Okay. Are you guys going to come in or out, dogs? Because we're filming right now. Number two, how to stop procrastinating. And this is a little hypocritical for me to really give advice on this certain topic. Let me get some water real quick. because I too procrastinate, and we all, I guess, kind of procrastinate in our own way. But I think to stop procrastinating, you need to start doing more things that you like, or find and set systems that work, that like as you're doing it, it rewards you. So it's like you feel good about it. So example is like if you want to stop procrastinating on working out, find a workout that you like to do. Find a way, or just literally just trying new things that ultimately will, yeah, maybe you're not necessarily being productive in one sense, but it's like if you're being productive in another place that's obviously bringing you happiness or making you feel good about yourself, like that's a big step. um I'm not gonna say like I'm super productive or like we're just working like taking action all the time, because I'm that's just a lie. I too procrastinate. Like literally, sometimes I say I'm gonna post a podcast on Mondays and I post it on Fridays, and it's not it's not super productive, or not super um it's not super on target, but it's more of a work in progress, I guess you can say. And it's like procrastination will always come, like whether you want to be dealing with that or with those feelings. Like there's always a part of you that's like, yeah, you're kind of good, you're chilling, like you don't have to stress. But it's like sometimes when we want more for ourselves, it's like what you're capable of. So that's kind of why you feel annoyed, or you might feel like, oh, I should be doing more. And it's simply because you know in yourself that you could be doing more. So it's like, okay, what do I like to do, and what can I do without really thinking about it? So it's like, all right, like I don't necessarily like running, but I say, okay, let me try jump roping, let me try this other workout, let me try other things that later on just build momentum into like moving you forward, and make you feel, I almost dropped my phone, and making you feel good about yourself. Because yeah, like I said, procrastination is not something I've yet to master completely. But there is times where it's like, okay, like I know I need to do this, and it's like, all right, setting a bare minimum for yourself is also very key. Like say, okay, like I usually procrastinate, and I tell myself I'm gonna read 10 pages every day, but it's like I don't. But it's okay. Let me start reading 5 pages a day. Setting the system that's like, okay, 5 pages a day. All right, 5 pages a day, 5 pages a day, 5 push-ups a day. It's little things like that, little steps like that that just build up to like you wanting to do more. Or later on, like after seeing yourself do 5 push-ups every day for a week, right, let me try 6, let me try 7, let me try 10. And it's like, well, I did 10, and it's just like, and then it's small victories. It's definitely like the small wins that are going to move you forward, like, are just going to propel you even more. Because like you're in charge again, like like I said before, you're in charge of what you're okay with you doing. So it's like, if you're procrastinating, but like at the end of the day, you're doing other stuff that are also it's also productive. Like you don't really have to beat yourself up over those things. So yeah. Someone said, I think you should be a therapist for real, for real. I'm not a therapist. Number one, okay, let's get this straight. This is just me trying to help you guys, just as a friend. Me coming to you. It's like we're talking, we're having a conversation. You telling me something, and I'm sharing my input. I'm not a professional, and I'm not down to fucking do school to be a professional therapist. Because it's like, if I can make an impact on somebody just by this video without having a fucking credential, like, isn't that what a therapist does? Obviously, there's way deeper in like understanding the psychology behind it. Is probably like very more like it's a lot. It's more than just a friend giving you advice. But I'm not a therapist, so take all of this with a grain of salt. But also, like like I said, like it's like take this as a friend. You talking to a friend, you tell them something, and they give you their input, and we're just friends. So I appreciate it, though. I really like that's a really nice thing to say, and yeah, thank you. Number 4, uncertainty about the future. Bro, I used to really dwell on the future because, like, sorry, you guys hear my dog snoring? She snores. All right, so you're gonna have to deal with that. But uncertainty about the future. I used to really worry about the future, like a lot. Like I just couldn't really wrap my head around like what I was gonna do for myself, or what was I gonna do? Cause like at this time a year ago maybe, or around like August September, I was very, very lost. I had no idea what I was doing. So I had just got out of high school. I had been accepted to a community college. I don't even know how hard it is to get accepted to a community college, but I got accepted to a community college. And well, like my plan was to do community college for a little bit, but also like I didn't know what I was gonna study. I didn't know what career path I was gonna follow. I didn't know how I'd be making my money in a few years, you know. And like even then, it's not like I'm making money now or making more money than I was back then. But I've definitely found a lot of comfort in what I'm doing right now. That's like I know that I'm gonna be successful through these things. That it's like the future is just like there's just it's like if I keep doing these things correctly and I keep doing these things the way I know could be doing, like my future is going to be very bright simply because I am building and setting myself up for success later on, right? Um, and that's the thing you can maybe find comfort in. Like if maybe you're not sure what you're doing at school, maybe you're not sure what you're doing at your job, but know that I'm doing everything right now to prepare myself so when I get the opportunity for whatever that opportunity is, like I'll be ready for it simply because of what I'm doing right now. So I think to get over the fear of the future, you can kind of get over, or you not to get over the fear of the future, you can start trusting yourself and start being aware that the things you're doing right now are gonna either like set you up for the future or just gonna be like it's like if you waste time, obviously you're not setting yourself up for the future. But if like you start doing more productive things, more things that are bringing you happiness and making you happier and are making you feel inspired, or just things you're doing simply because you like to do them, if you continue doing that and you're consistent about it, your future will be bright. So there's really nothing to worry about, right? Like that's just if the future is like it's so unknown. It's like that's the scary part, that it's just very like you don't really even we don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen in like 10 minutes, and it's not worrying about that because it's like whatever happens in 10 minutes is gonna happen, and I have really no control over it. The only thing you have control over is like how you react to those sort of things. So yeah, man, don't trip so much, man. I promise you that there's a lot of good things coming your way, and if you genuinely believe that a lot of good things are coming your way, and you keep telling yourself that good things are coming, and you're actively setting yourself up for good things to happen to you, like there's really no reason to worry, bro. So I appreciate you, and thank you for leaving a comment. And yeah, okay, laziness. Um, Again, we're back to the procrastination thing. Like I'm not the most productive person. I'm not the most like actions taker. Like literally, there's things that I just don't do. But there's a voice in your head that allows you to be lazy. There's a voice in your head that, again, seeks comfort. That seeks, just being comfortable and being complacent. But it's like if you know what you're doing and you know what path you're on, it's like I know that maybe I'd rather be laying down. Like literally, like I was supposed to post this. I was supposed to start recording this video an hour ago, but I took a nap because I was like I feel tired, man. And well, I mean I feel good, and it's not that a bad thing that I nap, but also it's like it was me being a little lazy. I'm gonna be honest. Like I could have probably gone without the nap and still recorded this and still felt good. But like I said, there's a voice in your head that allows you to choose between comfort and like sex and more, I guess, more productive things. Like it's kind of like the angel and the devil kind of thing. So it's like you have the power to listen to the devil. I don't even want to say devil because it's not even that serious. But it's just like the bad version of you and the good version of you. That sounds better. Um, and it's like that the good version of you. It's like that this side will lead you to success, and you're not going to see the success like necessarily like right now, you don't like for all you know, but also it's like the difference between like the good and the bad is that the bad will give you comfort and make you feel good in like right now temporarily, but the good, it's like you don't really see the good until it's like later on it develops into something more. So it's like maybe you're lazy, or maybe it feels like you're lazy because what you're like you're not really enjoying the process, or you don't feel like inspired to grind out the process, and it's a completely normal thing because it's like it's me versus myself. That's just you versus yourself of like saying I'm lazy or like I don't want to go run. But it's like if you really took into consideration and really like okay said I'm gonna go run for 5 minutes and tried to run for those 5 minutes. Like after those 5 minutes, you're gonna feel good about it. And like I said, small victories lead you to huge fucking successes. It's like you don't win the championship like on in the regular season, and it's like the small wins prepare you for the playoffs, and in the playoffs you have to do this, and it's just like that. It's definitely a process, and it's like finding fulfillment and finding enjoyment in the process definitely is a big thing to overcome laziness. How to overcome grief? To overcome grief, let's see. Grief meaning like you're kind of sad, right? Sorry. Um, to overcome grief, I think like here, how can we say this? Going back to you are in charge of how you react to things. Grief, for whatever whether it's like you're mourning a death, maybe you're mourning a loss, maybe you lost a friend, maybe you lost a boyfriend, maybe you lost a girlfriend, maybe you lost. I don't fucking know. You lost money and like you're grieving over it. You definitely have the ability to dictate how you deal with certain things. And not to say that like you have to be able to just be like oh like it happened I'm over it. It's not like that at all. But um, it's definitely being comfortable with those things and being comfortable and being honest with yourself about those things and how those things make you feel. Like if you're grieving over sorry my nose is so itchy. It's always itchy when I have to record. I think it's something like I think it's like a nervous thing that it's just like I have to like wipe my nose every so often. But you're in charge of how you let those things make you feel. So it's like if you're grieving over a friendship or a lover or anything like that, um, be honest with yourself about how you feel. Like definitely don't mask it, don't hide it, don't try to pretend like those things aren't bothering you or like you're better than those things because they're bothering you. Like it's okay. Like things bother us. Things make us feel a certain way. Things evoke certain emotion out of us. And it's okay to feel those emotions. Like it's perfectly fine to feel those emotions. But also it's like you have to understand that you're in charge of how long those emotions last. And it's like okay, get comfortable with those emotions. Understand that okay, this makes me feel this way. I feel sad because this person did this or this person's not in my life anymore. And it sucks because we were so cool, we were so close, we were friends and like I thought we would be friends forever, but I guess we're not. And seeing the both sides of the thing. So it's like if you're grieving with death, it's like wow, like you can worry about the person being dead and not being here, or you can choose to think about like the good that person brought into your life while they were here. Um, that person came into your life at a specific time, and well, like if it's about death, like unfortunately, we get to a point where we complete our cycle here. We complete our physical life and for all we know like we don't really know what's next after death, but that you have to cherish the moments that you did share with them, the moments you did like live and experience and the good that that person brought into your life. So grief is a normal thing. It's about just taking in the things you feel, listening to yourself and really like being honest with yourself about how those things make you feel. Like don't try to hide or protect your ego and tell yourself like I'm okay. Like if you're not okay, you're not okay, and that's fine. Like you will be okay one day, and like the more comfortable you get with those things, like you will become more comfortable with them, and those things won't seem as scary or as like powerful or as controlling on you. Dealing with heartbreak. Um, I'm how do I say that? I'm not necessarily in your shoes right now. Let's see. Heartbreak. Again, it's about being honest about how you feel and being honest about the things. and the feelings you feel because of these things and these people. Like heartbreak is sucks. Like it sucks, man. I'm sorry you're going through this, and also like I understand how that feel that how this feels. You know, like we've maybe all experienced heartbreak our own way to an extent. Um, and it does vary per person, and it does vary like how the situation happens. Um, like I said, you have the power to control the way these things make you feel, and you can dwell about not having this person. You can dwell about having your heart broken and this person leaving you, and maybe they're with somebody else now, or maybe it didn't work out for you. But being honest with yourself and telling yourself, okay, this happened, and maybe we broke up, or maybe she broke up because of this, and it's not blaming anyone. First of all, don't blame anybody. Like that's number one. Um, Whatever happened happened, and whatever you and that person got to experience and share and live with each other, like cherish those things, learn from those things, and remember those things. You don't have to forget about this person. You don't have to like hate this person. You don't have to resent this person simply because they're not in your life anymore. You can choose to look back and be like, you know what, we're not together anymore. But when we were together, I really liked that we would fucking laugh at the dumbest things, or we would go out and eat, and it was just like the best experiences. And it's like, for all you know, like those experiences are going to prepare you for your next relationship. And maybe like you don't even think like I can't even I can't even imagine the idea of me being in another relationship. But when that time comes, all those little conversations you had with that person, all those little moments of like, oh, let's just go out and eat, and like you learn from those things. Trust me, like, you look back and be like, wow, like it doesn't always have to be so physical. It's like literally we were sitting in the car and we were so happy. And it's like, okay, like like when I get to experience that again with somebody, like I'm gonna fucking have as many those little happy car moments as I possibly can, because why? Those are the things I remember the most, and those are the things that make me feel so good about myself. And I look forward to sharing more of those moments with other people. And it's definitely always looking at the positive of it, because you learn from that person and you grew from that person. Simply, that person came in your life, and maybe they're not in your life anymore, but ultimately, like you grew and you experienced love, and you got to experience a lot of beautiful things that come with those things. And obviously with love, sometimes it doesn't work out all the time, like and that's a normal thing, and that's a thing that happens very often. And it's not your fault to feel guilty or feel bad that maybe this person left, and you shouldn't feel like less, or you shouldn't have to like feel like you need to validate yourself to those people. Like if it didn't work out, it simply didn't work out. And just be honest with yourself. Tell yourself, okay, I'm fucking sad. This person left me, and now she's dating this person, and I'm so fucking mad because I don't even like that person. But it's like, no, like, it's okay. Like, learn to let go. Learn to just remember, so you don't have to live with resent. You don't have to hate that person. And maybe they are dating someone else. Maybe they did play you. Maybe they did just tell you, like, hey, like, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship, and then they go on and they're dating someone else. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you told me you weren't gonna date. I'm sorry for cussing. Number one, I don't know. Oh well, but it's like maybe they hurt you, and understand that they did hurt your ego, and they understand that you feel maybe resentment or you feel angry, but that's just your ego. Like that's your ego got hurt. Your ego got like like the person you thought you were is just like, wow, like that, like, you got your feelings hurt. And just be honest, like, hey, yeah, this person hurt my feelings and makes me feel shitty and makes me feel like I'm not enough. But this person is not more better than me, or she's not more powerful. She doesn't have, I'm not going to allow her that power anymore. Simply, I'm just going to cherish the happy moments we had. I'm going to cherish the best parts of our relationship and grow from the worst parts. And I wish you the best, buddy. I hope everything gets better, and it will get better. Just remember that it always gets better. Time passes by, and whether you want to or not, time is moving you forward. So there's always positives out of everything. How do you know? Sorry. Okay, next question. Next, yeah, question. How do you know that everything you do in life will pan out to success one day? by having faith in yourself, man. Believing in yourself, being your own fan, like being your number one fan. Like that's a very important thing. Cuz like I said, I guess I'm taking the approach of, I guess for my career, for me, like I'm taking a path with a lot of risk. Like I know that I could have got a job maybe like 2 years ago, and I have a job. I have a way of making money, but it's not a job. Okay, I'm not gonna call it a job. Um, I know that I could have had a, like say I'm working at a fast food place. I'm working anything, and those jobs are really respectable. I appreciate and respect all of my grinders that are out here working like that. But for me, I don't like having someone or giving someone the authority to tell me what to do and to come in at this time. Like okay, like I just that's just not what I want for myself, and that's a privilege, honestly. Like that's a very big privilege that I have, and thankfully my parents are willing to allow me this freedom to, like, all right, figure it out, and if you trust in yourself that you're going to be successful, like I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to let you do you for a bit, but also like when it comes to a point where it doesn't seem like shit's going the right way, like you're going to have to either pay rent or you're going to have to figure it out, because it's like we're not going to bail you out for so long. And thankfully, like they've gave me this slot of like 1 year to 2 years to really figure shit out and really keep grinding and not have to work so much as to like how like. So yeah, like I do depend on my parents still a little bit, and thankfully, like I'm blessed that my parents are and I are so close that it doesn't feel like it's a wrong thing for us to do that. But I do understand that in some situations you don't have that same luxury, you don't have that same freedom to just know that your parents got you for a little bit. Um, but if you trust yourself and you believe that you're power and you believe in what you can do, you're gonna be successful, man. Like if you have a goal and you're working for it, you're successful. Like the only person in charge of you becoming successful is you at the end of the day. So it's like maybe the podcast in a year or two it hasn't grown, but I don't fucking know that. And if for all I know, in 2 years this podcast will have like 1 million subscribers, and that's the gamble I'm taking. So it's like it's a little bit of risk involved. There's a lot of risk involved in this, and like I know I'm gonna be real. Like sometimes you don't know. Like sometimes I don't fucking know where my next dollar is coming from. But that's the risk I'm taking, because it's like at the end of the day, if I go broke, the person that has to live with being broke is me. And well, growing up, I'm not gonna say I was broke, but we didn't have much. I lived in a garage. Like literally, we had a fixed up garage, where me and my brother shared rooms. My parents had their room, and it was just two little rooms. Like the living room was little, and like I didn't have my own room until I was like 16, 16, yeah, 16, 17. So like it's like if I had to fucking, I'm not saying I want to be homeless, but it's like if I have to live out of my car, like well fucking well, like I'm gonna be the one that knows how that feels. I'm gonna be the one that has to live with that, and I trust myself, and I know that I'm gonna be successful. So it's like me telling myself that I'm gonna be successful, and me constantly taking action towards becoming successful will make me successful. And well, it's like if it doesn't, again, like I understand that I'm the one that has to live with that and nobody else. So I'm not gonna let anybody discourage me. I'm not gonna let anyone take me off or make me feel like I'm not doing enough, because it's like at the end of the day, I'm the one that has to live with this. So it is what it is. What's the app you use for podcast? Anchor, Anchor.fm. What to do when you're burnt out and don't have that mental energy to do anything? Um, I think okay. Number one, this is one thing I do. It's a little mini hack. Take a cold shower, like a cold shower. Don't turn on the hot water. Literally cold water, and fight that little battle of your head. Be like, oh my god. Think about it like this. It's like sometimes you don't want to jump in the pool, and like you're anxious. You're like you touch the water with your feet. And you're like, hell no, I ain't touching it. It's like heck no. But it's like when you go in there, when you finally built up the courage to go and jump into the pool, and you feel that like first thing of like that that how do I say it? It's like this part of you just connects with your like you just get so in touch with your body at that one moment of like feeling the discomfort that it allows you to feel very at peace. So like I like taking cold showers. I like if like I feel tired or I feel lazy. Like I'll take a cold shower because it's like think about it's like getting ice thrown on you, water thrown on you. You're just like whoa shit. Like oh, okay, let's go. It's like it's like when you go into the ocean. The water's always cold as fuck, but as soon as you go in, you're just like oh, and it's like this is pretty peaceful. This is pretty good. This is nice. I feel refreshed. I feel relaxed. So definitely like a cold shower. Cold showers are there's a lot of benefits to them. Do your own research. But cold showers are a little mini hack that might it just they just change your mood like very instantly, and it's a little bit of a discomfort zone, but it's like you get in touch with your body, you get in touch with who you are, and you get very present in your body. That's what I was trying to say. You get present in your body, and that allows you to feel very good about yourself and very good like after the cold shower, because it's like you put yourself through stress, and after you're like it's like when you work out, you get in the moment like you feel good, but you feel like you're like tired, but then you're like after you feel so clear-minded. So when you don't have the mental energy to do anything, take a cold shower, practice a little bit of breathing exercises. I don't know that many, and I don't really do breathing exercises as much as I should, but I know that these are things that I've learned and heard that are very helpful, so I'm going to pass on the favor to you. Um, and definitely also like trying more things that or trying new things that you don't know you like yet, or you're not sure that you like yet, that might give you a reason, a purpose, or that might make you feel like you want to be doing, you might feel a little bit more inspired, or watch people that inspire you, listen to things that inspire you. It's like if you have no energy to do nothing at all, like literally you can't even turn your computer on, like understand, like think about what's going on and what's like why you feel so cloudy and so like bummed out. And it's like because we're capable of so much, like we're so blessed and so fortunate to be where we are and have the things we have, that it's like okay, like, just maybe think about like just give yourself more perspectives of like people, like think about so other people maybe don't even have like X thing, or they don't even have this, and it's like I'm in bed, I'm in my nice bed with the AC on, with my fucking computer sitting across the room, like with my fucking $500 phone, and it's like food in the fridge. Like he's like I have everything I need, but it's just like okay, like let me be a little bit more appreciative and like just find a beauty in the little things, because you don't always have to be working. You don't have to always be like grinding. It's yeah, the grind doesn't stop, but it can stop. Like it's just there's those gurus that tell you like don't stop working, work, and that works. But also it doesn't work for everybody. So don't compare yourself, and definitely cold showers. Cold showers are you're gonna see that it blows it out of the water. Anxiety. Um, I used to feel very anxious about like a lot of things. Like when I used to talk to people, bro, like I would stutter. I I stuttered right there. That's funny, but like I couldn't hold a conversation back then because I'd feel so nervous and so like so to just be like I'd say things and it would just kind of be. I mean, it was a little bit weird. It wouldn't really go anywhere, and it's not until you really make yourself more comfortable with certain situations and like putting yourself out there definitely improves that anxiety within you. Um, it's like if you're anxious around people, like practice saying hi to people. Like this is just something I've practiced for a while, and I've made it really normal. Like if I'm walking, I say, "Hey, like how you doing?" Or, it's like that's a small thing, and it doesn't really lead to anything ever. But just being comfortable talking to a stranger, like it's like if I'm on my walk with my dog and I see someone coming, like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like before, I'd probably just be walked past, and we're at a place in our society where not a lot of people talk to each other like that. So it's like, well, I'm probably only going to see this person one time in my life, and if I do see them again, I'm not going to remember that I saw them again. So I was like, I'm only going to see them once. So it's like, okay, if I say hi to them, nothing happens, okay. But also say, hi, how you doing? Like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. How's your day going? And they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, yeah, like, I just did it. And you just had a little conversation with someone, and you don't, Like you don't really think about like that, but it's like had I not said hi to them, I wouldn't have heard that nice thing that they did, or that nice thing that went on for their life, or that nice thing that they did for someone else. So like figure out and see the situations that make you anxious and try to get comfortable around those certain things and take the small steps, take very small steps. Like I said, small wins will just add up over time. And it's like, okay, if you're anxious with meeting new people or talking to new people, okay, practice saying hi to someone, practice saying hi to strangers, practice say, hey, how's it going? It's like, okay, if like, to break it down, like if you're scared of approaching new people or talking to people, just be like, hi, hey, how's it going? I'm good. Okay, and that's it. And that's a bigger step than like just putting your head down and like not walking with them or just walking away, just not even acknowledging them because like you're anxious. Say okay, say and then say you practice saying hi for a week or 2 weeks, and then the next week's like, hey, how's it going? Because you're so used to saying hi, so now it's like, okay, let me add something else to that. So it's like, hey, how's it going? Or how you doing? Or hey, are you having a good day? Or hey, having a good night? Like, oh yeah, like having a pretty good night. How about you? And like, oh yeah, my day's pretty good. And maybe that's where you're gonna be like, oh fuck, like we haven't practiced this much. But again, practice getting used to those conversations and those situations that make you awkward, and you'll see that you get a lot. You just become more confident in those situations. So it is, it's like it's all good. I promise it gets better. Also, just know that like think about what's the worst thing that can happen in this situation. Like, yeah, maybe I feel anxious, and maybe this person might reject me. Maybe this person might fucking ignore me, and that happens, bro. Sometimes like I'm walking like, hey, how's it going? And it's like, oh, it's like, oh, okay then, for sure. And I can't really do anything about it. It's like I can dwell, like, oh my gosh, that person didn't say hi to me. What did I say wrong? What did I do? But again, that's anxiety, and you need to just, okay, well, like, hey, how's it going? Like, for sure. Like, oh well, it's just like okay, like, it's not much you can do there. It's like, oh, okay, because some people are mean, a little bit more mean, or a little bit more just kind of in their own world. So yeah, it's not everyone's gonna like appreciate or like say hi back, but just the fact that you're like, oh, it's like, oh, all right then, for sure. Like you didn't say hi, okay, like, it's not a big deal. A lot of the things we think are big deals like aren't a big deal at all. So don't worry about it. Okay. Um, being Mexican for another topic. Always dope to hear other Latinx perspective. Is that how you say that? Latinx. I read it like that when I see it on Twitter and stuff. But Latino perspective. Being Mexican is so cool. I think I'm very like sorry I didn't even show. My culture. I'm well aware that my culture has made me who I am. Like there's no doubt that the people I've grown up around, the people I've seen, the people I've met, the people I've met through my parents, the people my parents know, the the values that I have, all are revolve around my culture. And well, I'm from a place called Ahuizculco, Jalisco, which is a pueblo out there in Jalisco. And like when I visit in the summer, I always come back very humbled. Like I see the lifestyle, I see the youth, I see so many perspectives of people living their lives just like on a way toned back scale that I understand that it's like wow, life is very simple. Like it's like people, in the U.S. you get kind of caught up with the grind or like obtaining more or wanting more or being successful, but it's like people are fucking not. I might want to say poor, but some people don't have all that much or not as fortunate. But it's like they're so fucking happy. Or it's like I take, like my mom will always have me send stuff over. Like I have my briefcase with like 5 shirts of mine and like 30 shirts for like my uncles, for my cousins, and it's like I don't mind doing that at all. But it's like I know that there's like wow, it's like me doing that for those people. Me taking a fucking Nike shirt, for example, it's like wow. Like they don't really care about the brand, but it's like the quality aspect of it. Like I'll see them wearing it the next year, and it's like wow, like that's so fucking cool. Or I'll be on Facebook, and I'll see my aunt post a picture of like say my cousins, and they're wearing the stuff I gave them, and it's like wow, like it's like those were shirts that I was planning on donating or throwing away. Like that's awesome. But I'm very in touch with my culture. Um, I fucking speak Spanish too, so it's like I love that also. I love that obviously being Mexican and having Mexican relatives. So I have 10%. Oops. Be having Mexican relatives has made me become the person I am. And it's so cool that I'm bilingual because of being like Mexican, and because my parents are Mexican, I speak Spanish. So it's very awesome. Like I'll be in public and I hear people speak Spanish, and I can understand that, and it's so cool to me, like how being bilingual works. You just hear different sounds and you interpret them, and you understand what they're saying simply because you understand how to communicate in that language. So being Mexican is awesome. The culture's cool. The food is cool. The people are awesome. The country is awesome. Um, yeah, it's a very cool experience. I might have to fucking charge my phone a little bit. Let me put my brightness down. Hang on, sorry. Shit. Okay. Fuck. Okay, we have to hurry up a little bit. Sorry, it's a little bit of a rush now, but it's all good. Um, doing things to please your parents. Should you make them happy or make yourself happy? Make yourself happy, bro. And the thing is, like, yes, like, make yourself happy, but obviously keep respecting them. Keep respecting their boundaries and their beliefs. So it's like, yeah, maybe you're doing things that are pleasing you, but also like be respectful. It's like, maybe they want you to go to school and you don't want to go to school. All right, don't go to school. But it's like, say they don't want you to drink at their house, or they don't want you to do this, or they don't want you to do that. Like, respect those rules if they're giving you freedoms in other aspects of your life. Like, do what makes you happy. But also, it's like, like if you know that, say you fucking light up a joint in your room, like, they're not gonna appreciate that. And if they say like, I don't want you doing that, okay, don't do it in front of them, and make them happy. But okay, then go to the fucking park and spark your joy. No, don't say nothing about it. But again, if they make you, like, they want to force you to work, or you know that you're not happy doing that, don't do that, dude. Like, take the risk of like feeling broke or not having much, or like sacrificing a little bit right now to get a lot more later. Like, I promise you, it'll work out for you. But make them happy in the sense that, like, if you're not making them happy career wise, make them happy and just be a fucking good son or be a good daughter. Like, it's like, maybe I'm not doing what you want me to be doing, but here, let me help you around the house. Let me help make your life a little bit easier. And maybe I'm still not doing the things you want me to be doing, but I'm going to be doing what makes me happy, mom and dad. So I'm sorry, but I love you guys. But this is what I want for my life, and this is what I'm going to be doing. And I'm okay with whatever consequence this gives me. Um, your thoughts on all the bands getting exposed? I've seen a lot of this, and I'm not too indie, so it doesn't. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna say it doesn't affect me, but a lot of the artists I listen to, thankfully, aren't on that list because I'm indie, I guess, but I'm not like super indie like you. Like, are you watching this, and like, I'm not indie on your level, but I'm like a little indie. Like, I do like the music a little bit. But the thing is, I don't know. Like, it's a very touchy subject because it's like, yeah, those people maybe are doing stupid shit. But it's also like, if they make a song that made me feel good, like, is this just fuck the song now? Like, all right, I don't fucking like the song now. Like, they did something bad. I don't know. I don't really know how to deal with that. And thankfully, none of the artists I listen to are on those lists, like I said. But it's like, if I like a song, I like the art that the artist made before I knew that they did certain thing. Like, I can't. It's not that I can't change my opinion, but for example, say I listen to an artist and I like a song, and then like a year later I found out that they were a rapist or something. And obviously, like, we don't support rape at all here. Like, don't. But it's like, I did not know, and I've attached so many memories to this song, and like, this song makes me feel very good. And it's like, well, now this guy's a rapist, so it's just like, fuck this song now. I don't know. I don't know how to really deal with that, or I guess it's just, yeah, like, fuck the song. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm interested to see what you think about this, because you're more indie. You're more you're more interested in this. You're more like indulged in this world. So I feel like maybe it kind of affects you a little bit more than it affects me. But regardless, it's like, or maybe it's like maybe we can keep listening to their music, but it's like we're not gonna go to their shows, we're not gonna buy their merch. But even then, streaming their music is supporting them. So it's a little touchy subject. Like, what the heck? Like, what do we do? Do we not support at all? Like, it's just, oh, fuck the song I liked, fuck the song they're featured on, fuck their music videos. Like, yeah, like definitely we can do that, but maybe we can separate the art from the artist also. Um, but again, that's also touchy and can be controversial because, again, like we don't know what they like the victims are experienced. So like it's easy for me to be like, oh, like fucking keep streaming their music, but it's like somebody that maybe got sexually harassed or sexually assaulted by those people. They're not gonna be fucking doing that. So definitely stand with the victims, and I do believe that these artists should be held accountable for the things that they're doing. But it's just a little touchy when it's like, well, the fucking, I liked the song and I've liked it for like a year and I didn't know that they liked this, so it's like, fuck, like, it's just like, what do I do? It's I don't know. But I hope it gets sorted out. I guess. Hopefully none of your artists got canceled, and if they did, well, like, are you gonna be listening to them or not? I don't know. Let me know. Text me. Hit me up. Religion. Next question. Sorry, or it just literally just said religion. Religion is good, bro. I'm not. I don't associate myself or like consider. I don't identify with a religion necessarily. But okay. The most recent experience I had with religion was Christianity. Because while I was with my ex girlfriend, I'd go to church with her, and I met people in that world. I kind of dove into that world for like 2 years. And well, like I was never like super committed into it. I was just there, and like I would listen to the messages, and I wasn't as spiritual as the people there were. But I do see like it's a pillar. At the end of the day, religion is a pillar for people to grow and for people to like. It's just the values that they teach you there and the values that you learn there are very like beneficial. Like obviously, like it's like like the things in the Bible and the words in the Bible stick with people. Just like if I read a book from a quote or someone like if I read a book from somebody like a famous person or something, and those messages resonate with me and they make me a better person. Like there's good in that. But also, it's just like for me, like I don't plan or I don't really feel like living my life based on a book. And for all I know, I'm gonna be wrong and I'm gonna be in fucking hell, like, cause I just didn't fucking listen. But I think there's a lot of guilt that comes with that too, and that's the thing that kind of takes me away from those like religion stuff. Like it's like yeah, the beliefs are awesome, and like cause I would hear the messages, and like the messages would make me feel good. They would empower me. There are testimonies of like actual faith and things going on. But at the end of the day, it's like faith. It all bows. It all like comes back to faith. Like all the religions have something to do with faith, and it's also like believing in the universe, believing in synchronicities, believing in guardian angels, believing in like weed hens, believing in fucking. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that in the same sentence as this. But again, it's like, see, like, why do I feel guilty because I said the F word in this context? Like, I shouldn't feel guilty, but for some reason I do, and it's like subconsciously, like, there's something there that kind of makes me feel bad, or like I feel like, but obviously I respect it, and I don't mean to disrespect it or disrespect anybody that's involved in this. It's just like for me, it doesn't necessarily work out. Or like I don't like feeling guilty over things I have. Or it's like yeah, maybe like at the end of the day, if I follow all of these rules, I'll get to heaven. And fuck, I messed up, and I slept on heaven, and I'm not invited into heaven because I didn't repent. I didn't do whatever I had to do. But it's also like there's also a chance that like I die and we're just dead. And it's like, well, maybe there is no heaven, maybe there is no hell, but I understand that belief allows people to be better. Because even then, like there is people in like they go to church every day and they're not good people. It's like they're not. It's not like they're fucking. Like they're not doing God's work, but they, they live by the church. They go to church every week. They go to this. They do this. They go to retreats. They sing. That's all they listen to. They do worship, and it's like they're still shitty people. And it's like, yeah, they're religious, but it's not like they're superior. They're not doing better than us. Like, they're not better than me simply because they believe in a certain belief. And it was like, I don't have the right to tell anybody that what they believe is not real. Like, I respect whatever anyone believes, and whatever they choose to believe is what they choose to believe. But again, for me, I don't like that there's a lot of guilt. I think that is instilled in those kind of organizations. And well, like, there is some personal things that I experienced that were just like, like, huh? Like, I have to give money. I mean, that's a small thing, but like, it was just like, for example, it's like I had to give money, or you have to like give your 10% to God, but God is not fucking taking my $10 or $5. The church is taking my $5. So what is the church doing with $5 every week from 100 people? God? I don't know, bro. That's sorry. I'll just leave you guys with that. I don't know. That's maybe controversial. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But again, it's just like there was things that were just like, what? I have to give money, and like it's cool. Like, it's like obviously there's a deeper meaning behind. It's not just you giving $10. It's giving. I forgot what it was, bro. I forgot, but you have to give your 10% because God gives you everything, so He expects you to give Him $10, like, or 10% back. Well, it's like, why does He need 10% to prove my faith or my love for Him? If I know that I love Him, I love Him, and that's my personal like belief and my personal relationship with God. So, it's like it's a little weird. There's things that I don't like, and there's things that I do like. For example, like, I do like the worship aspect. I like, the words and the music of it's nice. The messages are nice. The testimonies are nice. The people are nice. But there's just some certain, like, there's just values in there that I just don't believe in, and it's just like, well, like what? Like, I don't need to believe in that. And well, like, again, if I'm wrong and I end up in hell, drop a F in the chat for me, bro, cause I'm fucked. Like, well, like, I'm gonna be in hell for eternity, I guess. And it's not like I'm saying that, like, it's not like I want to be in hell. Like, if there is, like, fuck, like, oh, I played myself hard. But I think it's like, if you have faith and you're a good person genuinely, and you do things out of your own heart to just like, you just do things because you simply want to do things, like, I think you will be repaid in one way or the other, whether that's in whether that's in heaven, whether that's in, like, good karma, whether that's in the universe aligning for you, whether that's like Mother Nature, or fucking, the mushroom fairies, or whatever you want to believe in. Like, go for it, man. I hope that it makes you a better person, or it makes you who you are. And I'm not anyone to judge anybody about those things. Like, it's like, we can disagree on those things and be friends. Like, it's like, you be Christian, you're Christian, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool. I'm not Christian. Maybe I'm Catholic. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm Buddhist. It's like, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm not going to argue with you that my belief is more important or more believable or more real than your belief. It's just, you believe what you believe. Like, I allow you to be the person you want to be, and I hope that you allow me to be the person that I'm going to be. So, and it's like, and if we vibe and we're on the same kind of frequency, it works. But also, if we don't, then there's not much we can do, is there? With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I did want to make this a podcast, and I'm not sure, again, if this is going to be a podcast, simply because I think it's a little bit more personal, and it was just more of like a general advice kind of video. So, I appreciate everyone who left the comment, left something for me to talk about in this video. You guys literally make this video happen. It's just me giving my input. It's like, without your ideas, I wouldn't have anything to reply to. But thank you for letting that happen, and taking the time out of your day to really drop in something that I could possibly use for my video. And I appreciate all of you guys. This is Jesus Guillen. I love you all. Goodbye.